Traders, good morning. Apologies that I'm starting this late. We have an event today, uh, like in about 4 locations in Nigeria. So I'm personally not in Lagos right now. I'm somewhere in Port Harcourt, okay, trying to tidy things up. So the person that's supposed to start this class this morning is also with me in Port Harcourt here and pretty busy, right? So I'm going to be standing in for him for a while, okay, because I'm assigning somebody else to also, continue the class from where we stop. Maybe in the next few minutes he'll join us, but I don't want to keep anybody waiting. So I want us to begin to look at some charts. I'm going to be sharing my screen shortly. But before I begin to share my screen, let me, also sincerely apologize for coming late again for this event this morning. And I think we are 10 minutes behind, say 11 minutes now. And I can see some people, Ifoma, you're welcome. I think your name ring top this morning. So not just Ifoma, I also see quite some people. Let me see if I can name. Apologies, I think I don't know whether it's my network, that's where I am in Port Harcourt, or maybe it's something that has to do with the platform, which is Zoom. I don't know, but I think the network fluctuated again, but I'm sharing my screen all the same. So I'm going to be brief before I give the class to the person that will be taking over. I'm going to be brief with some of the charts you have seen. So right now we are seeing USDJPY. On Monday, while I was with you, I predicted that USDJPY should appreciate, and it does. Of course, it does appreciated, and to me, right? Because my trade hit take profit. I think I bought from around here. I think I bought from around here, and then trade appreciated to around here. So permit me to also let me just ensure that people are not interfering in our discussion. So I'm going to come here. Need to mute all. Okay, so muted. Now, let's go back to the chart so that we can continue this conversation. So I told you guys that USD was going to appreciate, and it does. So, but right now there was depreciation, massive depreciation. I think yesterday, and of course yesterday all through I was pretty busy also, so I didn't really have time to look at the charts yesterday. Even today, I'm going to be busy, so I may not trade today. I may not. All right, but based on what I'm seeing now, the USDJPY might just continue to depreciate. I'm going to use maybe this particular strategy that we all know to talk about this. So right now, USDJPY gave us a hint that the price may depreciate starting from here, right? Starting from this cross. So immediately this cross appears on the chart, which we were buying before, you should at least put a stop to it and begin to look for a way to sell. But you will not, based on this strategy, you will not sell in a hurry, right? You will need to wait for further information. And the information is that the price should appreciate from where it is now, from this level where it is now, the price should move up and back to this average. So if it touches this average and begins to reverse, then you can begin to look for a way to sell when it crosses this low. But if it touches this average and appreciated more and touches this average, you still continue to wait. As long as this red remains below the black, you continue to wait until the price depreciates and fall below this level. But if it touches this average, break it, and touches this other average, breaks it, and begin to close above, then it will mean that the trend is continuing to be upside, which is what I feel should happen. But if it continues to depreciate, it will mean that USDPY is going to continue to depreciate and go down further. Because of course this trend is down, right? This trend is 100% down. So if we see a massive correction, like I think when with Razvan on Tuesday when we were discussing trend, so like this is a trend, massive movement, okay, and of course you see another trend somewhere around here. So you see another trend somewhere around here. You see another trend somewhere around here. You see another trend somewhere around here. Just to confirm that the trend is moving. But right now, we are beginning to see a shift in that trend. So if you continue like that, and the price begin to break above this high, above this level, okay, then we will now begin to place a buy. So for now, for this morning, I will 100% say that USDPY is not my trade this morning. So I'm not going to be trading on it for today. For D40, we see kind of like a break of structure based on this particular average. So this one suggests that the price could drop. That's what this one is saying, because of course the candle that break the structure is only the candle that closed lower. So we are beginning to see a close below it. Of course, a sell is advised right now for this one. So if you are selling though, because this instrument is capital intensive, the margin is a little bit big. If you are selling this one, you should put your stop loss above the recent high, which will be this area. This is a recent high area. Of course, this is another high that you could use as your stop loss level. And if your money is so big, just use this level as your stop loss. And if your money is infinity, just use this level as your stop loss. So those are stop loss areas you could use. But of course, sell is good now. I'm not going to sell because my money is not good enough to place a sell this money on this one. So I'll just stay off, right? But of course, this is a sell signal right now. Okay, massive sell signal. That's what is playing out here. All right. So, and of course, a break of this structure, we confirm that particular sell. If we break this structure right now or today, if candle begin to close below this level, you should know that this particular instrument will depreciate massively. So you can begin to look out for a sell, or you could just begin to sell now. So this one give a clear signal, unlike the USDPY counterpart that did not give any sell signal. This one give a sell signal this morning. Then if I go to GBP USD, seeing well, not a sell, not a buy. A break of structure, we need to wait for further information for this one also. So, but then of course the price could go up as long as this red line remains above this black, this red average. As long as it remains above this black, it could actually spell a potential buy. So we are waiting for further information on this one before we decide whether I want to buy or not. So let's go to here and check something out. Somebody drop a message. Let me check. This person say I should look at soybeans we call it. But if the time permits, we'll look at that. But let's finish what we're discussing right now. Right. Check. So, actually discussing this one. Okay. So let me go back to my discussion right now. So you can see my screen. I hope so. So I'm not going to be trading USD. Sorry, I'm not going to be trading GBP USD until further information is displayed on the chart. All right. So let me go to Eurocard. Now Eurocard, I think just use to show this one. Eurocard is in a range, so it's a good one, right? So a break of structure, a break of the range structure would be a buy or sell. So what you can do is to plot your zone like so, and then you zoom in to see the candles, right? So if you candle close above this level, just draw your zone from. I'll show you the date you draw from and the date you stop. Today is the date you stop, and that's right now. So what you do is you draw your zone from that's when the price actually entered the range. Draw your zone from which date is this one? Let's check. So if you are using phone, you carry your crossover or crosshair to on the 14th of this month, all right? And then you pick the high of the candle on the 14th and the low of candle from on the 14th. So that what I mean is you pick your high from this level and your low from this level. So you look for the lowest candle between 14th and now, lowest body of the candle, and the highest body of the candle between 14th and now. Then you paint that zone. If you know how to paint on your phone or laptop, you paint the zone like I just painted it now, and then you wait for further information. So if euro can break above this paint, then it will mean a buy. A breakout, I mean candle body close fully above the zone, it will be a buy. Candle body close fully below the zone, it will be a sell. So that's what you do. Because this pip range is about, let's find out, it's about how many pips difference? That's about 80 pips difference. So I think it's okay to actually trade this one. So if you close above or below this zone, you can place it buy or sell. Alternatively, some people use buy stop and sell stop. I don't advise it. But of course, if you want to, me, I prefer to see candle close above or below before I trade. All right. So that's the way I see this one this morning. All right. So let's go to crude oil before we go to soya beans as requested. So crude oil is still doing what it's supposed to do, breaking and of course jumping up and down. That's gapping up and down. That's because there's no I don't know. I think this one is uptrend. That's where I see it. Even if it is gapping up and down, it is still spelling uptrend. Uptrend in the sense that we're beginning to see. Let me just use paint to show you what I mean. So we have a high, right? And now we have a high. Now we have a high. Now we have a high. Now we have a high, right? Now we have a sorry. So from what we are seeing, we are beginning to see higher highs and higher lows, right? The lows are getting higher. It's not 100% obvious, but it appears that we are beginning to have higher highs and higher lows. So based on this information, you could just begin to look for a way to place a buy on crude oil. Now, if you don't understand what higher high and higher low, what it does or how you can give you an idea of what to do, I suggest you use this simple indicator, the moving average breakout. Simple, straightforward, and of course, it gives you an idea. So this one is telling us that the price may go down. That's what it's saying. So you may want to, put a pause on it because, of course, even though the price is giving us higher high and higher low, this impulse alone already validates that move. This impulse, I'm going to just pin this part. That's a very massive impulse with a gap down. So even if we are beginning to see a higher high and higher low before, this particular move invalidates that move. So it could actually be a sell. Now, because of this information I just gave you now, you may want to wait for further information. Okay, instead of you to jump in and be placing a sell trade, just wait for further information on this one. And that's when the price begins to close below. I'm going to pin the area for you. So if price begins to close below this zone, let me track this one down to see for everyone to see. So if price begins to close below this zone, all right, you can place a sell. But alternatively, if the price change direction, because it will change and begin to close above this high, then you can place a buy. So that's what I would do for oil. I'll stay off oil. Of course, gold. Gold has been wonderful in the past few days. But from all indications, it has hit the maximum. So, and of course, there's no resistance right now for gold. There's no resistance, but of course there are supports. All right. So because the gold price has cleared all resistance in history of gold, right? So, but this is a support right now. So begin to watch out. Okay, so and of course this is support. Those are the ladders that gold price used to climb up. Current supports. This is support. Those are resistance that has been broken. They are now turned to support. These are supports. Okay, it's like a ladder that somebody is stepping on to climb up. Now, for good price to drop, it must clear the supports one by one. So if you clear the first support, you sell. If you clear the second support, you sell. Clear the third support, and so on and so forth, you sell. But for now, you wait, okay, because there's no resistance, so you can keep on buying. Now, if the price returns to this first support right here, let me just click and see if I can grab it. If the price returns to this particular one that I'm moving now, then you watch out for candles, right? If candles begin to form bullish engulfing around it, continue to place a buy. That's what I would advise. And of course, this is an hour chart. So if the price returns to this support and give you a bullish engulfing bar, place a buy. if the price form an average around it, okay, or clear an average around it, let me see if I can go back to moving average and give you an idea of what I mean. So if I do this 21 now, and then I do 50 also, I didn't want to clear that support and resistance. That's why I'm plotting this all over again. All right. I just put 50 here. I change this one to simple and change this color to black. That's the back color I use for this one. You can use your own color. So if the price, turn around on this average, then you can. But of course, based on what we can see, these averages are 100% supporting this price to push further. So if the price agrees with this particular level, then you can continue to buy. So gold is still on a bullish run. Look out for buy opportunity. But if you are not beginning to see a clear sell or a clear break of structure, then you can begin to sell. Now, somebody suggested that I should look at soybeans before I yield the class to somebody else. Let me see if I can just go to soybeans and look at what the person asked me to look at. But for this chart, the way I'm looking at it, I don't trade soybeans, I must confess. Of course, based on the structure of the chart, this price could go down. So if you're listening and you're still here, your request is granted. Permit me to just check which of the moving average. Somebody is asking me a question. Which of the moving averages are you using on your chart? As you can see, it's Godwin. It's 50 and 21. Kindly analyze AUD New Zealand. And of course, somebody also says US 30 and US 100. Okay, so I just gave an answer to the person that asked me for the moving average. Somebody says AUD New Zealand. So let me go back to the chart. For the soybeans, based on the 1 hour structure, it is looking like a sell, but let's look at D1 and W1 and monthly chart. I'm looking at this because I've not traded soybeans for a while, so I need to visit the higher time frames to have an idea of what the price is doing. On the D1, it is still much of a downtrend or a downpour, looks like it, because already it has broken the structure on D1. All right, this is structure like a head and shoulder, all right, head and shoulder broken. Right, so the price is still very much intact for a sell. And if you look at the weekly chart also, it is still 100% on the downtrend. And if you look at the monthly chart, finally, it is still on the downtrend. So soybeans may still continue to drop. And based on what the 1 hour chart is saying, it is still, a potential sell. Now, a clear potential sell will, that means the price will move rapidly if this structure is also broken. So based on this 1 hour time frame, if this candle that is currently running, I don't know if it is running now, I'm not sure, because soybeans have their own opening and closing time. Let's see this one. This one says 2003, 2025, 0805. So yeah, so the price is running. So if this candle close below this structure, of course, we can now continue to sell again. Now, let me quickly go to AUD New Zealand as requested by someone. AUD New Zealand. Let's find out where it is. AUD New Zealand. I don't have it here. AUD New Zealand, right? So, AUD New Zealand, well, there's a clear move for the upside now. Even if I'm not on candle, it's obvious that the price really wants to go up. I'll prove it. Now, there has been a massive move to the downside, right, from around this level. Okay, a massive move to the downside. And this price can be very volatile. And so there's a small correction, right? And then there's a massive move downside. So you see this massive move downside is just to clear people that have stop loss out of the way. And then there's a very massive correction again that is higher than the previous one. What I mean by that is when the price does this correction here, okay, and then it stops. That's like a move, right? Then it begins another move around here. Sorry, let me do something. Let me see if I can use kind of like a bar like that. Okay, so when the price begins to move from this level, it moves straight to this level, right, and stop. And then deep down below the level, that means it deep downward. That's down below this previous level. Okay, it went downward. And now there's a massive move that is I don't know if apologies. Um, I think I received a call that scattered my charts, my everything. So apologies once again. Of course, I'm back. I hope you guys can see my screen. I'm actually using my phone for internet because I'm not in the office and I'm not in. I'm using my phone like a modem, right? So if a call comes in, it could just disrupt. But I've told the person to call back later. If you can hear me, it's good. And of course, that means we're continuing the class. So based on the information I just gave you on this AUD New Zealand, it actually presents a good opportunity to buy. But let's verify whether it is actually 100% good for us to jump in. So we're going to be verifying with this particular one. So now we are seeing clearly that the prices, the averages are crossing. The red is beginning to cross above the black, which means that we are good to go, or we may be good to go. But we'll just not jump in. We'll wait. Let's wait until this level is cleared after the price return to that average. So the price is attempting to return to average, which is good. We're waiting for it. Now, if you can hear me, pay attention. So if the price returns to, if this price now, if it go back and touches this red, then we'll be ready to buy when the price return and close above this green zone. Pay attention, everybody. I hope you can hear me. What I just said is that if this price return as it's currently moving, okay, it's printing a red bar. If this red bar returns and touch this moving average 21 or 50 or whatever, as long as this moving average remain above this black, if the price begins to turn with more candles, maybe green candles, hopefully, and then close above this green zone, this green level, this level that I just put on the chart, then you can now place a new order and buy. It will be kind of like a good one for you to go up. So that's what the price is doing, giving us a signal that the price may go up. So whoever asked that question that time, I think your name is Wisdom or so. Is it Wisdom or A1? I don't know. Yeah, I think so. So you could, if you are on the sell before, you can just remove your hand from the or press break, close your trade. But if you're on a buy, you are good to go. So just wait for further information. All right. So for the people that ask for Euro JPY and US 30 and US 100, let me find out if the person that is supposed to take this class is in class right now. Not sure. But just hold on. I'm trying to find out if this person can take the class right now. So I can go do something else. Let me find out something. Hold on, everybody. Just hold on. So I've not seen any indication that this person is ready to take the class. So let me continue while we wait for him to join us, right? Okay, so let's go to Godwin Ejedegba, who is asking, sorry, I didn't get your answer well. Did you say 50 and 21? Yes, I said so. How many times will I say 50 and 21? Are you new in this class? I guess so. Everybody knows I'm using 50 and 21. So I'm going to go to US 30. Permit me to go to US 30 right now. So I think somebody asked a question for me to look at US 30. So I'm going to go to US 30 here. US 30. Okay, so whatever analysis I'm going to be doing for US 30, we also put for US 100. Hope you know that. Okay. Whatever analysis I'm going to be using for US 30 should go for US 100 because two of them behave the same, right? Permit me to check something just to be sure. Okay, so Joshua is ready. So I'm going to be giving the class to him shortly. Shion, if you are listening, just yield it so that I can continue the class. All right, so he will share his screen and all that. But since I'm on US 30 and US 100, you can see that the two chart looks the same. Who asked that question that time? Let me find out who. I think the person is Magaline. All right, Magaline. If you can see my screen now, you can see that US 30 and US 100 have the same structure on the chart. So which means that if I analyze US 30, it's also the same thing as saying analyze US 100. And based on this information, if I go to here and use our popular strategy, okay, in this class, you see that the price is clear to go up. But you may not jump in to buy. You may wait for this gap to fill. So Magdalene, or is it Angeline, all right? So wait for this gap to be filled. If with this price fill this gap, maybe the price returns to this average, you can begin to click in buy. That's what I would suggest, because the price is suggesting so. So thank you very much, everybody. Let me allow Joshua to continue this class while I face the business I'm here to do in Port Harcourt. All right. We have a massive event in Port Harcourt today. So if you're in Port Harcourt, you can join us. Casoni Hotel. I'm here live. So of course, it will be a good one, all of us. So some of you don't know that I'm in the city. Well, I'm here. So to do justice to that. All right. So, and of course, not just in Port Harcourt. If you're in Abuja, we are there. If you are in Ibadan, we are there. Of course, if you're in Lagos, we're there. So that event should go today. And of course, believing that all of us will be, of course, have a great day. So let me allow Joshua to continue while I stop to share my screen. Joshua, go on, please.
All right, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, everybody. So I'm going to pick it up from where my boss stopped. Now I'm going to be sharing my screen, and we all know the drill when it comes to Joshua taking the class. I'm going to be picking it from currencies, commodities, stocks, and indices. And yes, we also look at what happened yesterday based on how the market moved based on the news that was released. So let's start from that part. You know, as yesterday evening by 7 p.m. News came out on FOMC. Yeah, we got an information on FOMC, and the information went its own way. So because of that, it had its own issues and everything that affected it. So, you know, whenever such happens, there's always going to be a reaction, you understand? So there was a reaction on the chart, and it affected the chart in its own way, its own way, you understand? So all right. I want to believe that everybody is able to see my chart from their own, my screen from their end. So as I yesterday, we had informations coming out on JPY 3:25 a.m. Then by 7:30 a.m. we had the Bank of Japan press conference, and yes, we discovered that they did not reduce the interest rate. The interest rate is still the same as 0.50%. You understand? So that also moved the JPY to some extent, but it wasn't as volatile as it normally is on a normal day. And you know, part of the reasons why it's always very hard to trade their news is because normally they don't give out a time, you just get tentative, and sometimes most people are always on, maybe you're even sleeping before you now get the whole thing. So as I yesterday by 7 p.m. by 7 p.m. the news on federal fund rate was released, and it still remained the same. It was forecasted that the interest rate was going to be 4.50, and yes, it came out that way, and that was why we are seeing it as black. And yeah, whenever we see it as black that way, it means the actual is equal to what the forecast. Now by that, if you look at our chart, you discover that on instruments like Euro USD, US 2000, it was a positive move for them, meaning it wasn't good based on the interest rate that was released, still on the same spot. And we discovered that instrument like USD, JPY, USD card, and the likes went the other way. Okay, so let me share my screen on the chart so we're able to see this instrument and what happened to them. You understand the way it happened? Okay, I'm with us, so I'm trying to share my chart so we're able to see that. So yes, this is my chart. So let's see instrument like Euro USD. If you look at it as yesterday, instrument as like Euro USD, look at it. This was by 7 a.m. in the morning, in evening, yes, 7 p.m. in the evening yesterday, so that it moved up. And yes, if you look at it, even to make it interesting, technically, before now, I'd marked that zone. Yesterday, while I was discussing in class, I told them while I was in the class, I was telling clients, I said, this is a very strong zone for me. So I see price having issues around this point. And you discover that price got to this point, reverse back, and this morning price is in that same spot. You discover that, in fact, on Euro USD, price is selling massively. Yes, you understand? So technically, let me even do, as I'm discussing about the news, let me talk on Euro USD now. Technically, if this price is able to go below this particular shaded part, I'm expecting it to drop. But if that does not happen, there will be a reversal back. You understand? Because yes, this movement we are seeing here is as a result of news, and it's an abnormal movement. Abnormal movement, yes. You know, whenever there's a release of news, you know, when we talk about fundamentals, we say it's the reaction of the market towards an information that has been disseminated. So an information was given and there was an abnormal movement on it. Pushed up till around this morning. Then this morning we saw that there's a reversal back into that same zone. So now after this, price is going to pick up the normal way. So I'm expecting that if price is able to break the low this particular shaded zone now and it gets into this zone. In fact, let me just give it this point. If price is able to go below this zone successfully, if price is able to go to below this zone successfully, then I expect to see Euro USD selling. It means USD is now picking up strength. But if that is not it, there's going to be a reversal. There's going to be a reversal to the upside on Euro USD. Now let's look at other instrument. Let me move to other instrument. Instrument like gold. You discover that on instrument like gold, as yesterday, what happened? Look at it. Yes, I'm dividing so you can see it. On instrument like gold, it moved up. This is it. This is gold here, and you can see the way it moved up. Bam, till this morning. And this morning now we are having price ranging a little bit just before this point and this point. And yes, you know, we've been seeing the price of gold moving up for a while now. And as yesterday, it got to the highest high it has ever gotten to. This is the first time it's getting to that high. That's at 3,057.09. That's the highest it has ever gotten to. And I, for one, I'm still saying it, and based on my own personal bias, I believe that the price of gold is still going up. I'm expecting the price of gold to get to 3,500. That's my take. I'm expecting it to get to 3,500. Once it gets to 3,500, then I expect reactions. Maybe it's now going to drop, but I am expecting it to get to 3,500. That's what I'm seeing based on some of the trade wars that has been going on and the economic issues we're seeing around. I expect it to get to that length. You understand? Okay, so let's look at another one. Let's look at indices. Okay, let's make it US 2000. Let's look at US 2000. Let's see what's up with US 2000. Let's see its own reaction too. Let's see US 2000's reaction. Okay, US 2000, I'm on it. Okay, so on US 2000, looking at what we're saying, you discover the same thing happened. US 2000 pushed up, and after pushing up, it closed. And as of, in fact, look at it, it gapped twice. This is, okay, so this is as at 9 p.m. Yes, by 9 p.m. The next time it's going to open again, because by 10, market went up. By 11 p.m., it gapped. And when the market closed, by the time it was going to open this morning, it also gapped up. A reaction to what? To the FOMC. Well, based on the way it is, this gapping and everything is an irregular move. So I'm expecting price to do what? To cover for it. I'm expecting price to cover it. So how do I expect it? Well, if I'm going to look at it now, technically, I'll expect that if price is able to move to this particular point that I'm showing us, yes, if price is able to get to this point, I expect it to sell down to this point. Once it now covers, there could be another reaction of reversing back, but I'm expecting price of US 2000 to what? To drop, to cover up for this gapping. Yes, I'm expecting it to cover up for the gap. Yes, this gap is abnormal. So I expect it to gap, and I want to believe it's all just reacting to the information that was released. You understand? Okay, so let's look at instrument like USD card. Let's look at USD card. Just USD card. Okay, stay with us. USD card. Okay, USD card. Okay. Okay, from what I'm seeing, he's saying two participants. I can see Abdurrahman Adamu raising up his hand. Bola Yusuf, you're raising up your hand. Please go to the chat section. Just drop your chat for me there. Once I'm able to see, once I see it, I'll respond to it. Once I see it, I'll respond to it. I can also see on the chat that Olufowokam Bamishi is saying I should look at Euro JPY. So don't worry, I'm going to be checking Euro JPY too. But let's look at USD card, then we'll go to that part. You understand? So please, for those that are raising up their hand, please kindly go to the chat section and drop a chat for me. So now looking at USD card, look at it. As at yesterday, yes, yesterday, this was the move. You see, it dropped, and after that, after dropping by 7 p.m., you understand, It also moved back to recover and main. Okay, one of the things I just know is because of the trade war going between that's the US economy and the Canadian economy, there's been such a strong and a steep movement on USD CAD. You understand? Yes, the market moves, but the market has actually been very, very steep. That's why we're saying that the movement on USD CAD is actually not pronounced. But I believe if you look at other instruments, you will see how this market has moved. You understand? If you look at it, you discover how this market has moved. Let's take, for instance, USD JPY. Let's look at USD JPY, then you will see what I'm talking about. Let's look at instrument like USD JPY. You see what I'm talking about. So this is USD Japanese yen. Can you see? There's a very big difference in the move. This is a very big difference. There's a very big difference. So the only reason we're having all these issues is as a result of what? As a result of the fact that there's a trade war going on between Canada and US. You understand? The market will still move, but Canada is also going to be trying to show itself that yes, it's a strong economy. So we're going to be seeing more of a steep movement on USD CAD. Okay, so looking at USD JPY, technically you discover that the price has gotten to this strong support zone. That's gotten to this strong support zone and price has been rejected. So what is going to happen? Are we expecting price to move up? Yes, because it's at this zone, I'm expecting it to move up. But for me, before I'll go for any buy, I'll expect price to go above this section. Once it gets above that section, I'll go for the buy. But if that does not happen, I'm not expecting it. If he's able to get to this region and breaks above it, I'm expecting price to go up. But if that does not happen, I will take a chill pill. You understand? I'll expect price to wait. And if it goes below this section, then all the way down, I expect to see price dropping on USD JPY. All right, so okay, so I'm looking at the chart now. I can see that some of us will drop some instrument and everything. Okay, so Mr. Amosu Oluwaseun, I just talked on USD JPY now, and I believe you've gotten that. So let's look at Euro JPY. Let's look at Euro JPY. A lot of us have been asking for some of these instruments. So let's look at Euro JPY. Euro JPY. Okay, I'm on Euro JPY. Euro JPY. Okay, so this is Euro JPY. And looking at where price is now, currently you see price is at a demand zone. This is a demand zone. Price is close to a demand zone. So let's put it this way. This is it. If price is able to go below this particular point, price is able to go below this point successfully, close below this shaded part, then we can expect price to sell. But if that does not happen, I'm not expecting to sell. And if it's selling, I'm expecting it to get towards this part. I'm expecting it to get towards this part, this particular section here. Okay, so Mr. Bola Yusuf, please kindly remove yourself from video. The video is distorting the chart. I'm unable to see it clearly. Please kindly remove. Thank you. Okay, so yes, I'll be expecting price to drop to this particular section. If he's able to, come on, Mr. De Fale Additional, please remove yourself from video, please. I'm not looking at you, please. Thank you. Okay, so I should be expecting price to get to this point, around this point. You understand? If it breaks below this part, I'm expecting to get this to this point. And if possible, it could go below this section. And if it gets below this section, I'll be expecting price to get to around this point. Yes, so that's that on Euro JPY. But if it does not happen, if as far as it does not break below this particular shaded part, it is going back up. That is it on Euro JPY. Okay, all right, so let's look at the next one. Okay, Mr. Victor Edojo is saying CAD JPY. All right, let's look at CAD JPY. Let's see what is happening on CAD JPY. Let's see what price is going to do on CAD JPY. CAD JPY. All right, CAD JPY. CAD JPY. CAD JPY. All right, this is CAD JPY, and you can see that it got to this particular strong demand zone and price is rejecting it back. You understand? It's going back up. So for me to go, if I am to buy, I'm going to wait for price to do a break above this particular zone. If he's able to break above this part, then we can go for that buy. But if that does not happen, please hold on. Yes, it is reversing back. You understand? It has given us a strong reversal back. But let's hold on for it to break above this part. If it breaks above this part, we can go up for that buy. But if that does not happen, please kindly wait. This is a strong demand zone here, and that's why price is rejecting. Price would as well reverse back and break below this zone. So if it's breaking below it to sell, expect it to break below, get below this particular section. If it's able to go below this section, then we can expect price to sell. But if that does not happen, price might not sell. So let's hold on and see what it's going to do. Is it going above and breaking above this part? Buy. Is it coming below this side and closing below it? Then you can sell. That's that on CAD JPY. Okay. All right. Let's look at EuroCAD. Okay, EuroCAD. Mr. AY is saying we should look at EuroCAD. Okay, no problem. Let's go to EuroCAD. EuroCAD, I'm with us. EuroCAD. Okay, I'm on it now. EuroCAD. Thank you. EuroCAD. So if you look at EuroCAD for a while, it's been more or less that you discover that price has been dropping, but it's a little bit slow on that dropping. Now, let's look at it from this particular part, based on trend. Look at it based on trend. You discover that price has actually been dropping quite calmly and coolly. If you're looking at it from that end, it's been dropping. But to make the whole thing interesting, no matter how that it's been giving us that downward trend, that downward movement, you discover that this particular part here has been a strong zone for it. And you see that price has been respecting this trend. You understand? It's been what? Respecting this particular. In fact, let me make it, if I really want to, let me see if I can make it tight. Let's see. Let's see if I want to make it tight. This is how I'll make it. Yeah. Looking at the way price has been pushing ahead, but fine. Let's just make it, let's give price some space to breathe. Let's give it space to breathe. Yeah, let's put it this way. Price has actually respected this trend and is coming. So this particular point is a strong zone between these 2 points. So now, where it is now, because it's a strong zone, price has been rejected several times. I'm expecting price to go back up. So looking at this trend, if price is able to break above or below any one of it, it's going to move in that direction on EuroCAD. Yes. So on EuroCAD, this is it. This is it. If price is able to break below this particular zone on EuroCAD, then we should expect price to drop massively. But if that does not happen, it's reversing back up. And if it's reversing back up, this particular section here is a strong zone. You understand? This particular section is a zone for it. So I won't say this. Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. So on this part, if he's able to break above this part, then fine. And not to forget, look at, let me zoom it out a little bit. This is a cross section for it. So whichever section this price is able to cross to, whichever part price crosses to on this part, it's going to be a strong zone for it. So let's watch out and see on EuroCAD. It's something that we need to be patient. You know, I say technically, whenever you want to trade technically, what makes it here is what patience. And if you're not patient enough, then you're going to be having issues. So we need to be very, very patient on this particular instrument. All right, Mr. Adeyemi Olalekan, you're saying we should look at wheat and oil. Okay, so let's go to wheat first. Then after that, we'll go to oil. Okay. Wheat first, then we move to oil. All right, so I'm on wheat. I'm on wheat. All right, this is wheat. We're on wheat. Based on what we're seeing, fine, let's zoom out. So we see something. This is on 1 hour time frame. So we discover that on the 1 hour time frame, it has gone up to this point, came down. Now it's trying to reverse back to the upside. So looking at the trend, based on what we are seeing from this point, is price we're expecting this trend based on what we are seeing. Let's see. Let me zoom in. This is on my 1 hour time frame anyway. So look at it based on what we are seeing now from this point. Yes. Yes. So let's zoom in more. Now, based on what I'm seeing, I will be expecting, because price is trying to go back up, I will be expecting price to get rejected around this point. I'll be expecting price to get rejected around this point. So this point should be my demand zone. This should be my buy zone around this point. So I'll be waiting for price. If price is unable to break below this part, if it's unable to break below this part successfully, then I will go for my buy. because I'll be expecting price to move on. If it breaks below this area, it could still follow this trend up. But if it doesn't happen and it reverses back up, I'm sure I'm expecting price to go back up from this point. Based on what I'm seeing on the trend, I'm expecting price to what? Push back to the upside. So let's wait and see what is going to happen on wait. Let's see. Is it going to get to this side and get rejected? Fine. Let's see. All right, let's go to oils. Let's go to oils and see what is happening on oils. Oils. All right. I'm on oils now. All right. So if we look at it based on what we are seeing on oil for a while now, we discovered that price of oil has actually been going down, down, down. Look at it from this high point, came down, went down again, broke another zone, came down to this point, and is around here. What are we still expecting? Are we still expecting it to go down to that point? So let's see. Based on what we're seeing now, the lowest it has gotten to for since when it's been coming down is around this point. Yes. So let's see when last did it even get to that part. And let's see what has been the reaction whenever it gets to around that part. Okay, let's look at it from daily time frame. Based on what I'm seeing on a daily time frame, around this part, whenever price gets to this part, price reverses back up. So are we waiting for it to break below or go back up? Based on what we're seeing on 1 hour now, let's zoom in. Around where it is a zone, you understand? And yes, I could expect price based on then I should expect it to buy. But if that does not happen, price is going to come back down. You understand? It's going to come back down. So, but I'm expecting price of oil to go. You understand? I'll expect it to go up. Then after that, there could be a reversal back to the downside, just as it is. You understand? I'll expect a reversal back. But for now, I'm expecting price today. We are having some important news also coming out, like AUD came out on its own, GBP is out, Euros is going to come. President Lagarde will be speaking. She'll be speaking by 9 a.m. Then by 9:30, we are having news coming out on CHF. 10 p.m. we're having the S&B press conference. By 1 p.m. we're having news coming out on GBP, and it's also the monetary news. So are they going to drop interest rates or increase it, or they're going to leave it the way it is? Then by 1:30 we have the Bank of England Governor Bailey speak. Then around that point we also have the unemployment claims coming out and the Philly Fed's manufacturing is. Then by 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. 3 p.m. we're having news on USD existing home sales. Then by 5:50 p.m. Bank of Canada Governor Macklin will also speak. You understand? So these are high impact news, and we could use the opportunity to make some proceeds for ourselves. And well, hopefully it works out. That's on that. So I'll be using this opportunity to thank everybody that joined for this morning's MMR A1 Wisdom, Abdurrahman Adamu, Abuge Godin / Supreme Team. Also thanking Adekombi Olatunde, Adefale Adeshina, Adeyemi Olalekan Akinwale Oluwole Akinwande Robert, Alfonso Sikediashi, Alibode Isedu, Angel Anthony Kayode Augustine, Nzede, Nzede Gu, okay, Awujobi Felix, Damilari Ogusaya Chidi Obodo, Benjamin Ayo Felix Olibenga, okay, Ekpen Ski, Darlington Ezenwelu, Ebere of former Francis, you okay? So Kalu Ucheya. Now, please kindly know I might not be able to call everybody's name, but I'm saying thank you for joining this morning's market review. Same time tomorrow, we're going to be together again by 8 a.m. You understand? And it's going to be me taking that class. So I'm waiting to, I'm already anticipating to see us by tomorrow morning. Thank you very much. Bye for now.